Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, another part of the tutorial on my tree farm, and to generally just give some more technical information. Now I've uploaded two small parts of the tutorial that will also be in this video. I'll also explain them in this video, and I'll delete them from the channel so you'll only be able to see them in this video. But there are some minor changes that are really important for the farm in order for it to work that you have to do, and that I just simply forgot to left out of the tutorial. So apologies for that. Um, but alright, the first thing is this little ad right here. We got an observer coming from this bottom dropper with a storage system, a block in front, and a rail just like that. Now the other one that I already showed in the video is that when you're gonna start farming, um, the bottom locks right here are going to reach the wither first because they have a less well, they don't have as long as a block pad to travel than the locks coming from this side. Now the problem is that this side doesn't have a doesn't activate our snowball system, so it doesn't let the wither know that it should break the blocks. So what will happen if we don't do the next step is this will just keep on pushing in, and it will not get destroyed, so it will start pushing out on this side and start breaking stuff. Um, so in order to prevent that, we're gonna place, now obviously I planted trees, so if you haven't planted trees yet, which is the ID, then you're gonna place 4 blocks like this, then a block space right there in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then place the one right over there where that one is in front of that observer, and that should be that part. Now we also made some changes to the bottom right here. Well, not changes, but things that I forgot to say is we have a repeater set to 1 tick delay going into this side. We originally had a observer facing downwards right here, but this is essentially the same timing as this one. So instead of doing two separate observers, I thought let's just use one and connect it up on the same redstone line. So that is that. This should all be the same. And then a really important part is this obsidian row right over here. Next to these observers, we got a full obsidian row. That is really important. What else has changed? The snowman I will talk to about in just a little bit. Now right here, quickly gonna go grab, well, this for example. I already have that. Right here, I think what we used to have is some kind of system like this with like that should be a sticky piston, by the way, but something like that. Um, Now this also gave issues apparently on my creative. It did not. It did work perfectly fine, but on the world that I actually tested it on, it was really laggy. Um, so it had issues. So what we did is we removed all of those. We also removed the hopper that was right over there. Now in survival, the hoppers you break will be picked up and they will be sent off in the storage system. So be sure to pick them out of the chest before you continue. And we just added some glass back here. Now this bottom row of glass is not really necessary, but I just added that way it doesn't look like weird. I don't know, to be honest. You should also add glass right over here, but this kind of looks better just for the showcase of the farm, so that is why I left it open. Um, Now also what you want to make sure here is that I don't know exactly how I explained the item sorting, but make sure before you start using the farm that this gap is completely empty. What I mean with that is that, well, if it's not, if the cauldron's already pushed down, then you should just put some redstone blocks and remove them again, and that should fix that problem. Also, you're gonna want to place your first shulker boxes in here manually, just like on the other system. So you're just gonna go in here and place your boxes. Now this will mean that if this box breaks and another box takes its place, that there will be an empty box within your storage system. Don't worry about it. It's the only empty box that will ever enter your storage system. Now we're gonna talk about the problem I had and with my snowman. Um, Now my snowman used to be 1 block closer to the cage, and it died for some reason. And again, I haven't noticed that in my creative, but on my friend's world and on this world, they die. They get damaged somehow by the wither, and I've added extra like safety to this wither cage. I added an extra layer of bedrock on top. I don't know if that's a necessary thing to do, but it felt like the right thing to do, as it, no matter where I put this little guy here, he always killed him. So obviously he was right next to the bedrock first. Then I tried to put him up here, like I have it in this system, and he also died. Um, so, well, this one is still alive, but the one I had one right up here, and that one actually did die. So right now I have him down here, spaced out by a block. Now pretty much everything is exactly the same, um, except the dispenser, which I will explain right now. Now, this wither over here caused an issue on my friend's world, and it shot a blue skull down and hit the ice somewhere below here, which caused a lot of problems. Well, not problems, but it was just messy. And we really don't know how that is, because this wither case should be 100% safe. So these blocks, I'm pretty sure they were not included in the tutorial. Um, and it also broke the dispenser for some reason, and we absolutely have no clue how that happened again. So what we decided to do is fully encase him. That way, um, only the dispenser has access to him. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other one. And then I'm just quickly gonna fly and show you the wiring of this system. Now I will change this one to the same one as over there, so don't worry about that. We also moved the dispenser backwards, as I mentioned, and we did the same thing right here. Actually, you need one more block, just like that. That way that there's absolutely no shot a blue skull escapes. Now I'm not a wither expert, but I do like to keep things on the safe side. Also make sure when you change your dispenser that you also update the direction of the observer like that, and that will be about everything. So make sure you lower this one down just like that one, and you should be good to go. Now there should be a world download link down below. I do apologize for taking this long, because, well, as you can see right over there, that is my mobile account, and I am on PS4 originally, so I can't really make world downloads on my PS4, so I have to build the farm on mobile in order to get a world download. So it took me some time to rebuild the farm on mobile, as my phone keeps turning itself off, which is super annoying. Um, um, but yeah, I do apologize for some inconveniences, guys. What I did want to say is that up here, as I mentioned before in the tutorial, you can only add boxes. Now, I will recommend right up now on the screen a shulker box sorter that you could probably add up here. That way, you can only enter boxes in the system, because it is extremely important that you only enter boxes here. Um, so I do think that covers about everything you should know. Um, Again, sorry for the inconveniences, but I do hope you guys do enjoy this tree farm and do enjoy this tutorial. It's your boy Silent. Have a wonderful day, and I'm out. Peace. Alright, now down here, as I said, we're going to also have a change. Um, Now, the system that we had in place was bad. The overflow protection also locked the hoppers below it, which essentially, oh, these blocks were just as a showcase, which essentially doesn't, um, how do I even say this? Doesn't let the bone meal through anymore, and it kind of just locks itself and never unlocks anymore. Um, so I made a little workaround. Now it is not um, very good looking, and it's probably a bit weird, but it's the only thing I could do to just keep the original unloaders in. So we're gonna go down with our hoppers and three across. And we're gonna have two droppers facing, well, one dropper facing upwards, so one like this, and then one like that. That is what we have over here. Then we have ourselves two layers of observers right below it, and these will just once again have to be connected. Each dropper has to be connected to one of the three input lines, and then here, as you can see, we switched out these hoppers that were right here originally for glass blocks with redstone dust on top of them. Alright, now obviously we're gonna have to hook these observers up to some sort of a clock coming from our detection system. So in front of this redstone block right here, we're gonna, well, just make it easy for yourself and just extend it, and then place a block with a repeater with a terracotta block in front of it, a sticky piston right next to the redstone dust up there, and then a slime block, well, honey block formation going down to the bottom. Also make sure if you cross this glass block that you use a terracotta block. Now I know this is not the ideal wiring for this, but this was just quickly put together as I wanted to get this video out as quickly as possible. I may come out with like later on like some more changes that could be more efficient towards this design, but for now this will do. So we're gonna run a redstone line. Down here below these observers, we're gonna have two glass blocks with rail and one solid block. We're gonna have an observer that is pointing in this direction and one that is pointing in this direction, and then just a sticky piston um, like this essentially, and then connect this all up, and that should be in the entire build done. Now what I do gotta say though is that I've noticed when I spawned in my withers that this redstone does seem to have been missing when I did so, and so be sure to go ahead and check that, because otherwise this whole system over here will actually break. Also up here I seem to have had issues, well, not issues, but either the torch or the redstone dust broke, so make sure you place this and that. Make sure you go ahead and check that. Also on these pistons, make sure that you look at the redstone dust and everything like that, because when you place your withers once again, it could potentially remove that. I still have the older snowman cages up here. Don't use them, as I said before in the video. Be sure to just move them out by one block over to the side. Um, and just notice in my tutorial build that I don't have a block here. I don't know if I did build that or I removed it on accident, but make sure you have a block here. That will be about everything for this farm. So if you did enjoy the entire tutorial and everything like that, be sure to let me know. I really appreciate you guys. If there are more problems occurring to you guys with the design, also let me know. I'm always here to help out. So with that being said, I do hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys had fun building this, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Silent, and I'm out. Peace.